Where do I even start with this ball game? Because there was a lot more fireworks. A lot more fireworks were shot off at 35th and Shields last night, and we were there to witness them. It was a hell of a time, my friend.
I mean, listen, we got the fireworks started at Casa de Marchese, popping open a couple of 2-tree pops before we even hit the road. You have to set the tone on a big day like yesterday, and knowing that we were going to be living just too sweet, so to speak, you have to set the tone. And I think we did that. And by the time we were able to emerge into the suite yesterday, we were all primed, we were ready to go, and we were ready to go out there and put forth a quality effort. And we did not disappoint.
Let's fucking go! Don't do it! Go! When the White Sox beat the Twins and they kick them in the fucking nuts, it's just too sweet!
No, we didn't. The suite was a rockin', and Dylan Cease was out on the mound doing just excellent things. Steve, we'll get to that in a second here, but it was really nice to see the White Sox set the tone yesterday in that first inning. Steve, why don't you break down what happened there in that first for our listeners?
The big blow in that first inning there, the 4-run spot that they were able to put up, the 3-run homer off the bat of Eloy Jimenez. There's something that I've said a couple times during the course of the year about the ball going far.
Just a couple 2-tree times.
And the impact that it has on the baseball team. And that was on full display. Everybody knows I love crooked numbers. So you put up a 4 spot coming off of the emotional win the night before, and you just go and you kick those sons of bitches right in the nuts right away, letting them know, hey, you're fucked tonight. You might as well just sit there and take it. Because we ain't stopping, and it didn't stop, and that's what you want to see.
No, it did not stop, Steve. And while we were consuming beverage upon beverage, Dylan Cease goes 8 2/3 innings without giving up a hit. And I want to go back to how things were. We're all in a big group. We're aligning people into their right superstitious spots before the start of that 9th inning. Just take me to your headspace there, because it was surreal. It was absolutely surreal entering that 9th.
So I've got a lot more experience in that particular situation.
You do,
thankfully, than a lot of other people do. So for our listeners out there, I am #blessed to have been able to attend 4 no-hitters in a perfect game at this point in my life. So I know what this is all about. And you get to about the 6th inning or so, you realize what's going on, and you start to kind of do a little bit of personal inventory. Say, okay, what things have I done during the course of this game? What routines or what processes have I followed that we can't possibly disrupt? One of the things that I typically will do in a situation like this, knowing that the Sox are up, and if it is a pitching performance that is the main driver, if I have to get up and hit the pisser, I do that when the Sox are hitting. I don't do it when the pitcher takes the mound. That's a process followed to a T yesterday. So I had been sitting in a couple of different spots during the course of the game there, but by about the 6th inning was sitting at some of the high tables there, taking in the action. And so at that point, it was very obvious that that's where I was going to have to be stationed for the remainder of the game. Some of the boys in the peanut gallery were trying to get me back down into the seat. And I just said, hey,
I started the game in a seat down low, and they were pressuring me back there too, Steve. But you know what? I kind of went through the same process as you, because by about the third, fourth inning, I was doing a lot of walking around. I was doing a lot of intermingling with people.
On two separate occasions, I had to remind you that your baby boy was at the plate. Your parenting skills.
It was a lot. It was a lot to have to deal with, Stephen. I will say this: there was multiple beverages that needed to be ordered. There was dessert carts and stuff that were coming through. It was, there was a lot of responsibility there that I had to attend to, and that's where I kind of noticed. I'm like, well, if I've been doing this the whole time, I got to keep doing it. I just have to, because if I stop now, things might change. So just like you got to keep doing what you're doing. I was doing some yard work when Lucas Giolito threw his no-hitter, and I kept going even though I was exhausted, and listening to that and watching it in my garage. I was out in the front yard doing the same type of thing. I was like, I got to keep doing this until we reach the end. So I was right there with you, man. And you're right. You did have to remind me a couple of 2-3 times that my baby boy was up to bat, and I made it up to watch him. I made it up there to watch him. And that's what matters. We're multitasking here.
On family Sundays, it's just sometimes you gotta step up a little bit, and you gotta remind those closest to you about what's important. And so I took it upon myself to make sure that as a parent, you were there to witness your baby boy stepping up to the dish. So I took that responsibility. I owned it, and I think I delivered in that circumstance.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
Greater overarching point here, obviously, as we're talking about here, understanding that you can't fuck with superstition. It's only crazy if it doesn't work, as our boy Jonathan would say. And in these circumstances, you're talking about a no-hitter. You can't mess with that. So you got to keep doing what you're doing until it doesn't work.
Absolutely, Steve. And obviously, it didn't quite pan out at the end, but that was a hell of a thrill ride to be in attendance for.